Alright, yep, we're right into it this time. Alright, I'll just tweak my microphone, placing a little bit. Sorry, it's gonna crackle a little bit. So, this is gonna be really experimental. I have no idea if my connection will actually handle, me doing this. Take you down to one line so that I can have a little bit more screen space. There we go. Like, my connection may just cough and die and I may not be able to actually play the game. But, if I can, we'll, find out very shortly. So, yeah, we're gonna do the main quest. This might be a bit of a shit show in part because this is my main, which is on Crystal. And I'm in Australia, so that's fun. But also, normally I would play on my main on my PS4, but on PS4 Pro... Oh, yeah, I need to do something about the in-game chat. I forgot about that. Because otherwise, people throw a hissy fit. Let me just add a little picture. Stream sensor. Yeah. I totally forgot about this. Fortunately, my mods were around to tell me before I did something really stupid. What do you think I should put over? Maybe I should put something from Symphogia. That'll do. Let's do you, and then we'll just unload you. We're not showing. Shrink you down a lot. And it needs to go all the way down here. No, just above PC game. There we go. Okay, that should be fine. I forgot that there's actually like rules and shit about that. I normally play this on my PS4, but PS4 Pro has this like awful radial blur effect that I can't get rid of. So I'm probably going to end up uninstalling it from my PS4. And yeah, it's actually in, there's a thing in the terms and conditions about, because what was happening was people were getting like witch hunted because they were showing up in chats and videos and stuff, or in screenshots and stuff. And if like you have a screenshot of someone and they're doing dumb shit, then like they can report you for it, or vice versa. So better to not do that. Yeah, so this I normally had a controller, and now I'm just gonna go straight into playing Dark Knight on a keyboard and pretending that I know what I'm doing. This is normally how quests end, not how quests start. Are we actually going to drink anything this time? Okay, we have a cup, but we don't appear to have touched it.
It's so much quieter these days without everyone around.
Should I turn that up a little bit, or is the volume okay?
Not that I'm pining for your return, you understand.
Lauren, should I turn... Okay, thank you.
I have my sources, and I know that each and every one of you is doing well and keeping busy with your endeavors. Meanwhile, I'm left with a surplus of free time and the question of how to make the most of it.
Okay, hopefully that's a bit better, but I can turn it up more.
What about you? Any plans for the immediate future?
Well, I don't have a quest, but there is the Alliance raid. Did they release the new tier of normal raids, or is that next patch?
Traveling to the edge of existence and back wasn't enough? Well, if that's the case, I might have a suggestion for you.
Yeah, I knew we got the araid and like a bunch of new minstrels ballad, the new EX trial and the new Unreal trial. I couldn't remember if we got end raids.
You fought bravely and selflessly, helping those in need and saving our star from unimaginable threats. For your deeds, you've been hailed as the champion of Eorzea and a host of other incredible things. But why not put those titles aside for a while? Acquit yourself as a simple adventurer again and travel the world in search of wonder.
There's not much point being like, who knows what we should do? Like Emmett Silk told us.
Oh,
Like,
that's
straight
the
up.
spirit. I can feel from here the blazing fire that just lit in your belly.
I should probably put that away during the
Now, all
cutscene.
you need is a destination. If you're having trouble deciding, just leave it to me.
We can't go anywhere new unless they added a new area, Tataru. Which I'm pretty sure they didn't.
Thavnair. That's where you should go next.
Already been
I
there.
doubt you were able to squeeze in a proper tour of Radzatan the last time you were there. What with the burning skies and rampaging monsters and so forth. And I'm sure
Yeah, I'm mostly teasing about the fact that, like, we literally can't go overseas or whatever, like Emmett Silk told us to, because, like, it does not exist in the game at the moment.
Then there's the bounty itself. The Empire's presence in the region was always a deterrent to exploration. So if you've a mind to sail that sea, now's your chance. Just think of all the new experiences you could have.
Tell me, have you been to the ruins beneath the water?
Oh, this is what we're doing. Okay.
As the bearer of Azem's crystal, you may consider your duty to see at least that much.
Oh, I know that look. That's an adventurer ready to take on the world. In anticipation of an occasion like this, I was planning to gift you a new set of traveling clothes, but it's still a work in progress. Shouldn't take much longer now though, so sit tight and I'll have the last few bits sewn up before you can finish another cup of tea.
Did we even finish one cup? I haven't seen us drink any. Make sure it has pockets. Oh, she's just doing it right there, okay.
Stitch in here and trim in there. Knot the threads with love and care. Just a little more to go. I'm sure you're still brimming with excitement. I am one with the needle. See how the fabric surrenders to my whims. Don't worry. I'll make sure the lining has plenty of pockets for all your little treats. I swear adventurers are worse than children when it comes to hoarding every feather and leaf and animal hide they come across.
It do be like that.
Oh, we mustn't forget the waterproofing. Gods forbid you forget to disrobe before plunging into the sea, or a river, or a piping hot bath.
So, just to clarify, the reason that I'm talking about the fact that we haven't had anything to drink is that since that time the world got poisoned in the Heavensward patch quests, they haven't drunk anything that anyone has served to them ever again. The only times that we've actually seen them drink anything are when they poured water for themselves after Shadowbringers, and one drink at Razadhan, which was prepared in front of them. Otherwise, they don't drink anything. Oh, we're in World of Warcraft. Oh, really?
Unless I am returned.
Well, that's not where I thought this was going. I thought this was going to be kind of a laid-back patch, but it doesn't look like it's going to be like that.
Ah, you're awake.
You walked right into that ambush.
My apologies. I do get a little carried away with my sewing. You seem awfully cheerful. Pleasant dream? Or are you just looking forward to the next chapter of your grand saga? Either way, I promise to provide you with new apparel, and so I shall. If you'll accompany me to the Diamond Forge, we can put the finishing touches on your outfit. Shall we?
How much money do you want me to spend on this, Tatara? Oop. Now I gotta turn that back on. Okay, where are we going? Oh, right, okay. I don't think I've ever actually heard it get called that, because the last time that Rowena's place was relevant outside of being like a one-stop shop was before I started playing the game. Alright, you know what, I'm just gonna leave the sensor image up, because it'll really annoy me if I keep having to take it off and on again. And, like, there's a non-trivial chance that I'll forget and something will happen. That looks kind of familiar. Oh wow, it came with jewelry glam. That's pretty uncommon. Why do you have to call me out like that, Tataru? I definitely don't have another character that I began playing just because I had, like, forgotten most of the story from before Shadowbringers. Nice. That actually is really useful. Let me just go and drop this stuff in the glamour toilet before I forget, and it ends up clogging up my inventory for like 10 years. Lauren, if you talk to me in the game chat, I can't really respond to you because if I do, then there's like no context for the stream. Yeah, I can in game chat, but I can't take like 10 years to type stuff out for you and try and keep my train of thought going. Wait, hold on. Did she not give me any pants? Okay. Normally I would consider pants to be a fairly important part of a traveling ensemble, but, or not, I guess. It's like, actually, how is that going to end up looking? To go through all of the other glam that I have. There we go. I might have a few too many of these. Where the hell is that? Thank you. Okay, yeah, it does work okay without pants. It's just kind of amusing that she apparently didn't feel the need to give us any. Lauren, I'm explicitly streaming, like, the 6.1 main story quest. I said that at the very start of the thing, so, like, if spoilers were people's concern, I don't think they're gonna be watching this. At least, if you're scared about spoilers and, like, you're watching this on a VOD or on YouTube, you probably shouldn't be watching this, because this is going to be exclusively spoilers for 6.1 content. Well, I mean, you've already ruined a reaction by telling me about it in the first place, so I don't think it really matters that much. Best NPC underwater. It's not as bad as it could be. Doing day one Endwalker on a PS4, not a PS4 Pro, which I have now, but an old, like, original model PS4, was something. Okay, it's not quite, but this, like, borrows really heavily, stylistically, from the Slums theme in Final Fantasy VII, the original version, not the remake version. This isn't the first time this is played, but it was like, it suddenly jumped out at me. Hey, this guy's had one scene and he's already growing on me. Are you sure you want to ask that? Wait, did they add the animation bump? Like something reminded me. Did they said they were gonna add Hildebrand quests, right? Was that this patch or not yet? I think it was not yet because I would have definitely remembered seeing that in the patch notes. So, like, yeah, okay. This guy's making me thirsty. Oh yeah, that's happening. I looked around and I just saw like the conglomeration of player characters. It's like, oh, that's where the next step is. I don't care about ultimate on this character. I might care about ultimate on like my materia character, since that's lagless. But the lag that I have makes the because like Savage is already really tight, and there's just no like wiggle room for me because of the lag that I have, and like I'm not especially good at the game to begin with, so it doesn't really help. Um, but like on my materia character, when I get there, I will have more wiggle room, so I may give it another crack there.
Please, Ashal, please! You must let me have that treasure map!
What's all this about?
I recognize
My
this
mother and
scam.
father were slaughtered by monsters. My baby sister, still too young to fend for herself. Can you spare us no kindness?
So, you hope to find your fortune? And what? You expect me to surrender my wares for pity's sake? What have you to offer in payment? As I thought. Come back when you've more than rags to your name. This is no mere treasure map. It is a guide to the vaults of Arzadal III, one of the great satraps of Radzat Han, and a direct descendant of Alzadal Khan.
A map to Alzadal's legacy.
So he says. A fake, I'd wager.
This is no fake. The parchment is marked with an arcane glyph of passage. You may find the ruins hidden in the bounty, but you won't be setting foot inside without this in your possession. A priceless artifact it is, discovered amongst the rubble in the aftermath of the final days, and lovingly restored by yours truly. This map is the key to fabulous riches, and I'll be the king of fools to simply give it away. Be glad I am no such king, boy. Your scrawny-eyed would never return with that treasure alive.
Oh, cruel fate! Why must you tempt me with wealth I am powerless to claim?
Dude, this guy's VA is going so hard for no reason.
How I shall envy the one who purchases that precious map. Whatever they pay will be but pittance against the golden hoard they stand to uncover.
I was talking about the orphan who is part of the scam, but like, yeah, I can imagine so. Oh no.
What of you, sir? Man of your stature would surely relish the challenge of recovering Alzadal's lost fortune.
Panic.
A fortune, you say?
Estinian, no.
If I had but the strength to seize that treasure, my starving sister would never want for food.
I'll take it. Will this cover the price?
We just let him do that? God damn it.
Well met, my friend. Someone is dressed for adventure. But why Favner?
They really assumed that you were just gonna wear the Wayfarer's set, huh?
Your plans than sightseeing and shopping. Ruins beneath the bounty. Curious. And here I've acquired a map to just such a site.
With that sale, I do believe I've earned the rest of the day off. Thank you for your patronage, sir, but if you'll excuse me.
You needn't mind us.
And now I've fleeced one of the heroes of the final days. Pray the sisters were looking elsewhere.
This map may or may not be genuine. Either way, we'll need a ship to find out for sure.
To be fair, if you actually fell for this, then you deserved it, but like, come on, man.
Lest you misunderstand, I seek the treasure not for myself.
Yeah.
If such a fortune truly exists, then it could help ease the struggles of those who lost their loved ones in the final days. I hope to do for Thavnir what you and Alphino did for the Alamegans when you recovered the Mad King's trove. Come now. You know Alphino needs little
Wait, is that why we went to Scala?
tales of your
I
shared
thought Scala was something to do with the salt mining operation. Look, it's been a long fucking time since I played Stormblood, alright? That was like 2 houses ago at least.
That boy in the bazaar was clearly an accomplice of the merchant.
Oh, you knew! I'm
Supposedly it was
impressed.
to draw the attention of the crowd and add weight to the merchant's bold claims. Transparent act for the most part. It was not all mummery. The need to provide for his sister rang true enough. Thus, if some portion of the profits end up in that waif's pockets, then I will consider it money well spent. Whether the map
You're still an
leads to the
idiot, but
vault
at
or
least you're
not.
learning.
You are coming along, yes? I appreciate the concern, but one thing I've learned from my time with the Silence is how to better manage my coin purse. Now, let's see about securing a vessel.
Is this a new piece of music? He must have followed me through a teleport and through, flying halfway along the coast. I mean, I flew straight there, so... Huh? Let's see, who's out here anyway? I mean, the closest would be Grahatir and Kryl, right? Because they're staying at Old Shalia, but, Kryl's fucking useless, so... Do we have a DPS and a tank, so we need a healer and another DPS? Oh, let's just say Ishtola, she can teleport, whatever. Ha! Yeah. Oh, that's why everyone was standing on the annex desk when I went back there earlier. Okay, I want to point out, is it cheaper to teleport from here to the moon than it is to teleport from here to Old Shalia? Like, it's cheaper to teleport back in time than to teleport from here to Old Shalia. Like, significantly so. Oh, okay, you can't see this very well because it's in the chat, so it's gone, but I spent... Okay, so my reward for completing that quest was 1,217 gil, and I just spent 1,593 gil on the teleport. It didn't even cover my travel costs. I should probably do that. I think my home point is actually in Razatan though. Because it's like 2 steps away from the special equipment. And we were kind of going there a lot.
Ah, Urgika, my good man. Would you be so kind as to...
Oh, isn't this a pleasant surprise?
I wish you had sent word ahead. I thought I was having visions for a moment there.
Yeah, but then you gotta... The problem with that is that Razatan is a... It doesn't teleport you to the city, it teleports you to the coastal town, so you have to go into one instance and then teleport from there, or you could fly to the city gates, I guess. Going through multiple instances is really, really bad on PS4, so you want to minimize that as much as possible. Well, I already spent the money that I was saving up, so it doesn't really matter to me at this point. Because like most of it went into the company chest, along with the 2 million that Luke dropped, and that's currently deposited on a ward, so not on a ward, on a housing lot. Don't let me forget, by the way, that's the 17th.
And judging by the progress we've made thus far, sorting this pile will keep us occupied for days to come. But what brings you to the annex, my friend? Surely you haven't come all this way just to watch us shuffle dusty papers around?
Let me become an Archon.
The treasure vault of Alzadal III.
And you're looking for companions to join you on this expedition? I would dearly love to accompany you, of course, but I'm afraid I'm committed to another task. On the subject of which, I had hoped to ask for your assistance.
What a surprise.
Then again, it's not so urgent that it can't wait until you've returned. You should go, Raha. I'll stay here and mind the shop, as it were.
He still is, it's great.
Are you sure? I'd hate to leave you short-handed.
I'm sure. Just try to be back before too many moons have passed.
Well, I guess we're off on another adventure already.
This is gonna be a proper adventure, unlike the last time. Last time was some Goblin Slayer shit. This is an actual adventure.
Then might I suggest we invite your Stola? Ever since the Scions disbanded, she spent most of her time cloistered within the Great Google Library, hoping to piece together a method to traverse the rift. It would seem, however, that whatever wisdom she sought there was not to be found. She arrived in Charlian the other day. We spoke briefly before she began her search of Numenor. Considering what you've told us of Alzadal's extraordinary feats, I do believe your Stola would be more than interested to hear what you have to say. Splendid! Then let us head to the archives at once.
Wait, before you go. I have another potential member to volunteer, if you've room to spare. Uri... He sent the students a request for materials, you see. Treatises on the architecture of treasure vaults and the like.
That's interesting.
From what I can gather, the Loporrits are looking to make improvements to their own creation and wish to learn more about how we build things down here. So, why not take Urianger with you? Let him study Alzadal's legacy firsthand.
None can deny the benefit of seeing something.
Can you
with
make
your
that
own
jump,
eyes.
buddy? Yeah, you can. Well done.
If our expedition leader has no objections, I say we extend Urianger an invitation once we've spoken with your Stola.
I like how after like 10 years, this is finally an emote.
But don't forget, I'd still like your help with that other matter I mentioned.
Right. Then it's off to the library.
You gonna lie up there like a lion on a rock, are you, buddy? Ludwig. Hey. Ludwig. The big little shit, look at me. Wanted to get a photo of him. I actually spent like a large amount of time hanging out in Old Chalet when I was idling because the night music is really nice.
I've never known Yestola to doze off in the middle of research before.
The Aura sit animation doesn't really work super well for that.
Close my eyes for one moment.
Wow, they're really testing the modeling engine a bit today.
How long have you two been here? Something to that effect.
Yeah.
I must have been studying for 2-3 days straight before exhaustion finally claimed me. As you know, I've been researching ways to travel from the source to one of its reflections. Well, looking for hints at least. I don't expect to find a simple set of instructions tucked away in some dark corner of the library. So I've been skimming through the stacks, hoping to uncover even a partial mention of any similar feats in the past. A means to travel between worlds exists, and you can be sure I will find a way to employ it. So I promised Runar, but 'twould seem I've set myself a nigh impossible task.
You needn't be so hard on yourself. The leap I made with the Crystal Tower was not achieved in an afternoon. It was the culmination of a collective effort spanning generations.
Oh, you think me discouraged? I assure you, 'tis quite the opposite. A daunting challenge and the time to sink my teeth into it. I feel like a fresh-faced student again.
A scholar in her element.
Indeed. Was there something else you wish to ask of me? Alzadal is no minor figure in Harnish history, and much is known about his family. But this is the first I've heard of a descendant surviving a trip to another world. If those tales are true, then he may have left behind some clue as to how it was accomplished. An invitation to delve into one of the world's lingering mysteries.
Ooh,
I could refuse.
that's not my screen. No, that's okay. So, I don't know if you can see, but like around here, the lighting for this room wasn't really made with this kind of cutscene in mind. So as she moves, the lighting, like level is the wrong word, but I don't know if you can see it on stream, but it kind of flickers up and down her hair as it moves onto different parts of the model. Oh, did you spot something up there, Ludwig?
And whence do we embark upon this expedition?
Achiali, by ship. But before that, we thought to extend an invitation to Urianger as well. He was in Thalmazane, last we heard.
Then by all means, let us recruit him, and be on our way.
Speaking of quest lines that haven't gone anywhere, have they added anything to the restaurant at the end of the universe bit yet? What looked like it was leading into a beast tribe quest or something at Ultima Thule? Wait, where the oh my god. I feel like that would have definitely been mentioned, like, explicitly in the patch notes. Oh, it keeps playing the hype music here. At least it's not singing, I guess. Like, like, it's a cool moment and everything. But then you go back to Ultima Thule and it's like, bro, I'm just trying to fish. Like, stop singing.
Cloaked in the mantle of the common explorer, fame set aside in thy pursuit of simple adventure. I am told a new expedition is in the offing.
Oh yeah, it's a good piece of music and it's fitting and everything. It's just kind of funny.
He left to attend to some personal errand, but should be returning ere long.
You've been keeping yourself busy, I trust?
True to our plan, Thancred and I embarked upon a pilgrimage of sorts, with an eye for gauging the state of those lands through which we passed. Our travels were interrupted, however, by a request for aid from our befurred lunar allies. As you may recall, the Loperids had been seeking new purpose for the moon, another role through which it might serve to benefit mankind. The Forum hath been working to advise them in this endeavor, but I return to offer mine own counsel.
And this has what to do with treasure vaults, exactly?
Ah, you have learned of my predicament from Mistress Cryle. I know not whence they acquired such knowledge, but the Loperids now stand convinced that adventurers delight in treasure hunts. Thus, with their newly built wonderland of riches and mystery, do they hope to entice all manner of daring delvers to the moon. So earnest and innocent was their desire to bring joy to the world that I found myself powerless to refuse them my cooperation. But what of you, my friends? Why are
Well,
you
what could possibly go wrong?
Fascinating. This is indeed a most fortuitous opportunity. I should be honored to accept thine invitation. How long hath it been, I wonder, when last our actions were not impelled by fate or desperation?
That has literally never been the case since we met, my guy.
Aye. Though I cherish the Scion's accomplishments, 'tis pleasant to not have the weight of the world upon our shoulders for a change.
Counting Istinian, we number 5 now, yes? Without knowing what traps or perils await unwary feet, we may be wise to refrain from recruiting others.
I agree. Between us, we should have the skills to handle
Yeah, kind of, although that was kind of like continuing supporting the revolution that we did in Stormblood, so like, I kind of count that as part of the same thing.
For the grizzled old bard?
All is well, I trust?
A wasted trip, I'm afraid.
Yeah, but like we're still supporting it because like just because they overthrew the Empire and got freedom doesn't mean that they're like a functioning sovereign state. As the patch quests explored at length, like it takes a lot more than just saying we're in charge now to like actually have a functioning country.
Having an astrologian beside you on the road is surprisingly convenient. And it doesn't hurt that he's making banter. In any case, as we made our way around Ilzabard, we saw that much of the continent was in various stages of chaos. A certain amount of disorder is to be expected. The final days are over, and the people no longer have a common threat binding them together. That's the thing with these fledgling troubles, eh? You need to keep an eye out, lest they mature into full-grown headaches. So, for what reason have so many esteemed personages seemed fit to gather? Beneath the waters of the Bounty, you say? I see you've already stolen away my traveling partner with the promise of unexplored ruins and scholarly glory.
Nay, 'tis not for mine own indulgence, but rather the fulfillment of my commitment to the Loporits.
Ah, of course. And if you have Estinian rounding out your group, you'll likely have all the members you need.
Feeling left out? I could put in a good word for you, if you like.
We may have been released from our obligations, but I'll never be free of that merciless wit of yours, will I? In all seriousness, 'tis best I sit this one out. Too many former scions consorting with one another might be seen as a cause for concern in certain quarters. I'll return to my usual reconnaissance and scout out the situation in the Far East. Feel free to share if you come across any interesting revelations. Till we meet again.
Shall we also hasten our departure? Sir Estinian will wonder what hath become of us.
One sec. Hello, Casey. real shit. Yeah, I'm not. This is trying very hard not to come out. Oh. That's difficult, isn't it? Sorry about that, I was gone for much longer than I thought I was going to be. And I'm gonna have to put the cats away. I'll do it as a trust. Because of the unique NPC dialogues and stuff, I always want to do a dungeon as a trust the first time I do it. It also gives me a chance to learn it at a slower pace. So I can breathe underwater, but the rest of them not so much.
I stand ever ready.
Nice xylophone. Okay, let's see if I remember how to play the game. Because, it has been a while. I should have grabbed my wondrous tails, oh. Wait, hold on, do I don't oh, I don't have it fixed on this. There we go. This is taking some getting used to, because I know where all of this is on my PS4 controller. I'm not like 100% on where all of my hotkeys are on a keyboard just yet. Oh, we got it. Perfect. Because, like, on the characters that I play on PC, I don't play Dark, because I play Dark on this character, who I normally play on PS4. Whoa! That was rude.
You underestimate me! You're mine!
That first pull can definitely come to there. Oh, I should turn the stream sensor off for this, because, the party dialogue is, like, not displayed up here, it's displayed down here, mostly. Where? Oh, shit, okay.
Allow me.
Button. And I forgot to put arm's length back on my hotbar, which is what I was muttering about before. Wait, hold on, how far did this go back to? Because it looks like you pull the ambush and then come to here and then you pull the ambush, right? That's normally how it is on, like, dungeons lately, but some of them have, like, weird terrain or whatever, so it's worth checking. Wrong button. Still the wrong button. Oh no! Oh, that's... okay. That's gonna upset some people. Is this a tank buster? No, okay, that's right. We go around. Does that do damage? Doesn't. But it's gonna go there. No. Ah! Oh, wait, do I only have to mine the blue one? Is the red one okay? Okay, it hits you with a dot. Oh, that's bad. Ah! Okay, so preferably don't get hit by either, but like if you have to get hit by one of them, get hit by the red one. Okay. I'm still gonna have to get used to, like, where things are arranged and such, because at the moment I'm having to look down a long way to look at my timers and stuff. The fuck is this surface? Oh, it's a headpiece, okay. Kinda neat. No! I went to hit W and I fat-fingered 2 and cast Delirium, so that's on cooldown. That's an Omega prompt. Like, from, the Omega dungeon from the post-Endwalker. button. I do need to stress this is like the actual first combat I've done as a Dark Knight with this setup on PC, so like... Oh, here we go. Okay, that could get kind of rough if you actually pull the other pack into it. I have to think about that one. Okay, what eye level is this stuff? It's 575, so it's worse than what I'm wearing. Except my ring. Because these are unique. Huh? See, Grahatia knows to use Cure 2 instead of Cure 1. Ooh. Oh, that's awesome!
You underestimate me!
Are you trying to solo Castro? Wrong buttons again. Get it together, moron. Thank you, Estinian. That definitely would have hit me if you hadn't helped. Okay, this is the same as before. Oh, that's rude. Here should be fine. Yep. Oh, that is a raid light. Okay, for whatever reason, I thought that was the tank buster. Oh, of course you did. Should be fine as a double pull most of the time. I don't know why I just did that. That was really stupid.
Allow me.
Oop. And I still need to break the habit of using Flood of Shadow on 2 targets, because it used to be better on 2 targets, and in Endwalker they changed it to be like every other AoE ability that everything except range DPS has, where it's better against 3 targets than than using a single target move, but like I'm still not out of the habit. Oh, Mimics, my favorite. Please don't inflict pox. That's all I'm asking. You don't do Palace of the Dead at all, do you? Yay. Because, like, they're incredibly awful. Button. Button. It's an interesting spot to put a cutscene. Oh, it's like the, okay. Face Justinian? Oh! Ah! I'm a Beyblade! Yeah, special mechanics go, that's pretty fun. Oh, I see. Are yellow and green colorblind colors for anyone? Because that might be a problem. Magnitude opus. Oh! Okay, that's rude. Why am I still spinning? I don't know why I did that. I was done. What cracked me up there was Estinian's dialogue after he span down the second time. He was like, "Why couldn't I jump free? I've been eating too much rich food." So are you trying to solo Castro or what? Oh, okay, so they upped the difficulty then from the sound of it. Yeah, Praetorian, not Castro. What am I talking about? Kinda nice, actually. Well, he is now the final boss of the duty, so... And it sounds like they've tried to make it so that you can no longer completely ignore the mechanics. Oh, I better put this back up.
'Tis not unlike a Hunnish alchemical furnace in design.
Well, there is one way we might find out.
Stop! You mustn't touch it.
Oh, hey, it's Dragon Shoulder.
Vritra! Oh, my apologies. Should I continue calling you Varshan?
You may address me as you wish. My nature is no longer a secret. Still,
This is not a setting I imagined for our reunion. Surely you've not entered these ruins as common looters.
Well, maybe we did a little bit of looting.
Deny your accusations, but I fear you're not far from the truth.
We do a little bit of looting.
Great Vritra, might we beseech thee to explain the nature of this strange contrivance?
It was crafted by our alchemists at my behest, for the purpose of sealing something away.
Oh man, I have to pick this one.
You and I will speak later.
Promise?
Not the time for frivolity, my friend. Not the time.
This something of which thou speakest, might it be some manner of threat?
Perhaps I should simply show you.
You can be like, oh, you not, oh, you didn't do this yet, okay. It's the, you get an option to be like, I wasn't going to touch it, but you know, you stole her, and she gives you, like, the biggest death glare ever, complete with the scare card. Kingdom Hearts? Okay, that's good, actually, because, like, he should.
I have lifted the seal, if only for the moment, by an authority only I possess.
A planar fissure?
No, my friend. Small though it may be, this is a functioning gate into the void.
So the void is actually the 13th reflection, right? Like, it's one of the worlds that ended up, like, drowning in a flood of darkness or whatever. Right. Just double checking, it's kind of hard to keep everything straight since most of the lore is spread across like a decade. Wasn't that the case for the first as well, though? Because, like, you'd overloaded with light, and that didn't have anywhere to go either. And it also became weird. It became very weird. Yeah, but it didn't. Okay, so hence the flood of light. Alright, gotcha. Midori, like, has a degree in FF14 lore. Oh, okay. Oh, I talked to Y'shtola, right. Like, anytime I forget something, I just ask her, because she knows everything.
I must admit, I am deathly curious to know how a void gate came to be hidden in the depths of these ruins.
tell that tale, we must first peer far to the south, and even further into memory. An age 5 millennia passed when the Algan Empire sent an invading force to the shores of Merasidia. The southern people rallied around the commanding figures of Bahamut and Tiamat and fought fiercely to repel the would-be conquerors. With Bahamut's defeat, however, the tide turned against them. Desperate to seize any advantage, the Mercians resorted to summoning primal entities.
That is a lore dump and then some. Midori, you might want to look here for a minute. Because this is quite something. No, I mean, like, actually glance over here and have a look at what's going on right now. Okay, well, you'll see shortly then.
In response, Emperor Zande forged a covenant with the Cloud of Darkness, sovereign among the all-devouring denizens of the Void, thus bolstered by icons on one side and Void Scent on the other. The two armies clashed in a battle of unspeakable carnage. So much death, so much loss.
So despite the fact that the Allagans didn't summon the Warring Triad, it's still their fault, just like everything else.
I consider myself well versed in that period of history, yet you speak as one who witnessed it happen.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, first of all, I'd forgotten that. Second, like, it's one thing to hear it offhand, it's another thing to have Uto, like, straight up tell you that because he was there.
Indeed, I did. I heard Tiamat's roar of defiance and sped toward that war-torn land. Along with my sibling, Ashdaya. We dragons are not male or female as men are wont to classify, but elder sister is the closest a mortal tongue can come to describing what she meant to me. I was the last of our brood to hatch, and Ashdaya cared for me where my sire could not. Thus I was with her when Tiamat roared. I was with her when she journeyed south, and I was with her when she fought against the Void-sent hordes. Yet no matter how many of their vile fiends we cast down, more rose from the abyss to take their place. Faced with an unwinnable war of attrition, Ashdaya risked her all on a final gamble. She plunged through the Void Gate itself to strike at the root of their strength. I tried to follow in her wake, determined to lend what aid I could. But even as I came upon Alag's glittering tower, I saw the rift close behind her. And Ashdaya has been lost to us ever since.
I find I must retract my earlier claim of historical knowledge. Nowhere in the Crystal Tower's archives did I see mention of such noble sacrifice.
That does not surprise me. To Alagan eyes, it must have seemed as if a lone dragon, driven to madness, simply dove through the gate and did not return. For my part, I spent long years searching for the means to reunite with Ashdaya. Until I could search no more. Until Alag was dust, and the art to open a void gate large enough to accommodate a dragon forever lost.
Yet you have the beginnings of a gate right here, under the control of a harnessed device.
My discovery came before Radzatan was founded. Though I scoured the lands for a method to cross the rift, it was beneath the sea that I chanced to find a natural planar fissure. It was, however, far too narrow to admit a worm's bulk. Only after our city rose upon the rock, and I could enlist the aid of our talented alchemists, did matters take a favorable turn. Their dedication was beyond reproach. Tirelessly, they worked to expand the fissure, and after decades of toil,
So that's why you had the
finally
shorter
grew
body.
to a size that a child might pass through.
Not long ago, you told us that you called out to your kin, but Ashdaya's answer was silence. I suspect the conclusion to your tale was not a joyful one.
With hope in my heart, I used a simulacrum to cross the threshold. But no, I did not find her. What I found was a host of voidsent, clamoring around the opening they had sensed. 'Twas but a moment, but enough. I had no choice but to retreat and allow the portal to contract once more.
The gate was a threat to your people. You had to decide between endangering Razathan and abandoning your sister. And you chose the latter.
'Twas not that thy siblings scorned thy call. 'Twas that she was trapped beyond a barrier through which neither roar nor dragon may pass. Even now, in the desolate world of the 13th.
I can scarce imagine your pain, yet it was wise not to linger in that place. Too long a sojourn, and even a being of your power risks being warped into a creature of the void. You've seen this phenomenon before.
Well, I know who we're gonna have to fight sooner or later. There's no way they're just gonna set that up and then not have a boss fight.
Turn purple? Well, yes. His wounds had allowed the void's corruption to enter his body and twist his ether. Had it been allowed to progress much longer, I presume he would have been fully transformed.
Then there
Fun
is
fact, that cutscene is unskippable. Or at least it was unskippable last time I was playing through it.
Ah, no. I hadn't meant to. I speak only of possibilities. The scales of the first brood are extraordinarily resistant to ethereal fluctuations. They are the protective talisman's core components after all, and even the corruption I described would struggle to overcome. Of course. With the warding scale in one's possession, one could conceivably survive a stay in the 13th without being warped by its energies.
Be that as it may, it is too late to rescue my sister. 5,000 years too late. And now countless others look to me for guidance and protection. So when I sensed intruders in the ruins, I came only to ensure that the gate remained closed. That, and to secure the treasure, of course. I wish only to forget the rest.
Can we talk about how insanely game-changing those warding talismans are? Like, now anyone who is like a good enough fighter can fight primals, which is itself just like this massive shift in like the status quo of the setting, but also it's like, oh, you know, we could quite possibly just go to the 13th. High Crucible is in Rise of Hat, right? Yep. I'm not sure how well it'll survive once I go into, like, the new Alliance raid or whatever, but at the moment this is doing surprisingly well. Like, I have a bare minimum of drop frames, it's not unduly laggy or anything. I'm actually really surprised. In fact, it feels less laggy than it has been previously when I've been playing across the data center, so, like, maybe they've tuned up the netcode or something? I don't know. Oh, I see, it's just a straight dash down there. I mean, it may just be that the lag is like, what's the word I'm looking for? Exacerbated by playing on a PS4. Bad poker face. I'm just gonna drop a Stygia in it. Well, we're taking a step in the right direction, at least. There's no way that we're not gonna have to fight like a zombie dragon or something at this rate, though. Okay, so I just gotta remember to go to the annex when I'm done over here. Meanwhile, thousands of miles away... Go away, Garland. Okay, I guess it's just that time of the year when we do FF1 things, since Stranger of Paradise just came out and everything. That game is ironically really good, by the way. The gameplay not so much, but the story is, like, actually really good. Although, it probably won't make much sense if you aren't, like, deeply invested in Dissidia lore. It's been 10,000 years. Why did I have to speak to him first? Couldn't I have spoken to him last? And then, like, teleported to wherever I was going? Nice try, buddy. I love the scare cord and everything, though.
I thank you for your attendance. The riches the Radiant Host have retrieved.
Where'd your accent go?
In Al-Zadal's name. A fortune I set aside for a future day of need. And lo, that day hath come. May it aid our wounded city in reclaiming its vibrancy and vigor. In better times, I would leave such a task to our capable Ahawan. God's rest his soul. Finding myself bereft of his counsel in the here and now, I will assume the responsibilities of my office directly. Firstly, the treasure shall be sold for more convenient currency. Thence, invested into the trading port of Yedlamad. Our merchants must have their operations restored, their ships rebuilt. Commerce must flow once more.
Spice must flow.
None were spared the tragedy of the final days. Of this I am well aware. But an absence was created by the loss of Karzal's consortium. And by filling it, we provide new means for our fishermen, our artisans, and others.
Just like Daisuke, they've transcended human existence. I mean, honestly, it didn't really bother me that much to begin with because dragons are weird starfish aliens. Or, like, cosmic horrors, more like it, so... I mean, Midgard's armor is literally doing the Cthulhu thing, like, you know... That is not... what is it? That is not dead which merely sleeps?
That is a concern which weigheth heavily upon
And now my connection's going to shit.
The simple gift of coin will soon be exhausted, leaving these young souls adrift on the fringes of our society.
I'm just gonna wait for a minute. My, stream is like ping-ponging between 0 kilobits per second and more than 5,000, which is more than my upload thing actually is. Oh, did we? Okay. I kind of liked it more when he was just this weird, like, Lovecraftian horror thing, but I guess that's fine too.
Nay, a proper solution is needed, one which doth guarantee their welfare for years to come. Thou hast surely seen how other nations rise to meet this challenge, adventurer. What dost thou deem the wisest course?
I mean, taxing the trade is like the single most obvious way to make money. But I think this is worth the mention.
Of course, we can draw on trading profits to build a new institution. Let us put this idea into practice. A contract shall be written, requiring all who receive of Al-Zadal's treasure to commit a portion of their future earnings towards the running of an orphanage. Now, such an influential policy is deserving of a worthy name. A fitting candidate. Kalzal should be remembered, not as the blasphemy which terrorized Daphne, but as a hard-working and generous man who brought much wealth to our shores. Do any among you object to this proposition? Many here lost loved ones to the beasts.
In that time of strife, any one of us could have broken. Any one of us may have been taken by despair. When I think of Kalzal, I feel no hatred. Only a stinging regret that we could not save him as well. Isn't that right, men?
This bodes well for that boy. Narad, was it? Perhaps he can cut ties with that shady peddler.
Then let it be done. Henceforth, this initiative shall be known as the Kalzal Foundation. Let
Either we're gonna do it or we're gonna put her out of her misery. There's no way that they set that up and we don't have a boss fight.
Clerks, see to the management of our funds and make haste. Our citizens must not suffer a day more than is necessary.
Dragon and man, side by side in pursuit of a brighter morrow. Reminded of Ishgard.
Wait, I know you. Or not? Do you just have a similar name to someone I know? I went a little bit.
Right, here we all are.
You discovered something new.
I took a closer look at that device. I was able to determine how it keeps the Void Gate sealed, but not how it might instead be employed to experiment.
Apparently not.
For that, I would need to reference the technique developed by Vritra's alchemists, no records of which appear to have survived the intervening years.
We know this, so why have you sent for us? Have you learned aught of value or not?
Patience, good sir. One must introduce the subject before launching into specifics.
Was that the wrong stream that they gave you by accident, or what? Oh. No problems.
Travel between worlds is accomplished by passing through the nebulous rift which exists between them. Picture, if you will, the moment you were called to the first. You touched a focus of some kind to help the Exarch pinpoint your location. His summoning spell then channeled the energies of the Crystal Tower to begin your journey to his world. The magics tore a hole in the wall separating source and shard, and cast you into the intervening nothingness. In that place, the laws of nature hold no sway. through this realm of temporal and spatial instability, you were borne safely to your destination in the first. The feat that guided you across such an unimaginable distance, both physical and metaphorical, was nothing short of a miracle.
Then what of the many Voidsent found in the source? Who guides them here, and how?
I didn't even think of that. Good work, Estinian.
Though there are several methods by which the Void's denizens might intrude upon our world, the rituals of summoning are the most typical. For example, let us consider the Gargoyle, a creature of middling power. To call upon such an entity, the prospective summoner must force open a void gate. The portal lasts but a moment and is relatively small, allowing only an imp or other lesser being to squeeze through with their physical body intact.
Yeah, that's why I was like, hello, Garland. Like, as soon as I saw the knight and then the 4 elements in the shrine, it's like, oh, it's like Garland and the 4 fiends just straight up.
Powerful Gargoyle, however, is too large for that. Creating a gate big enough for him would require vast amounts of energy, far beyond the reserves of any one mortal practitioner.
I like how the gargoyle is just chilling there with its swords up. That's why I was saying, like, unironically, Stranger of Paradise is a really good game.
Certain exarch dragged us to the first.
Like, the gameplay is not stellar, but the story is really great.
And just as our bodies remained in our world, the Voidsent's physical form is left behind in the 13th. Once at its destination, the summoned soul is granted a temporary shell to inhabit. In the Gargoyle's case, a stone effigy has proven a suitable vessel.
I might need to go back and review 08 or 09 again, because that's where you fight chaos, and there might be some interesting lore things around that.
Wait. You said that Voidsent must be called here deliberately by someone in the source, reeled in like a fisherman with his catch.
Exactly. For a being to navigate the chaos of the rift, with or without form, there must needs be a guiding agent on the other side.
When the hordes poured forth from Alag's Great Gate, it was the technologists who drew them through.
Okay, so your sister must have guided you through, I guess.
The fissures are, in essence, natural passages between our world and the void, which require no such guidance to traverse. Why is only the boundary between the source and the 13th so fragile? So much so that it often tears open of its own accord.
I believe solving that mystery is key to understanding travel between the source and its reflections.
Maybe it's because the 13th is so fucked.
How do you intend to get your answers?
No. The danger is too great.
Perhaps. But what some call danger, others think of as adventure.
Thanks for volunteering as Y'shtola.
Listening to my tale. Never mind that the means to expand the gate has been lost to the ages. Even could you force the portal wide enough, you would be greeted by an army of murderous horrors the very instant you step through.
Beatra, I go on Twitter every day. I'll be fine.
I assure you I was most attentive. And I agree that to go alone would be certain death. But if I were to bring along one who has already braved the 13th and humbled the cloud of darkness, well, I imagine my chances would be much improved. Since when were you one for the quiet life?
I wouldn't know because I never get to have one.
Once again, I put my life in your ever-reliable hands. That said, as much as I would like to march straight back to the Void Gate, there is the small matter of being unable to open it without the Satrap's personal authority.
Apparently not the strongest void scent, but definitely up there.
As I said before, I will grant you and yours any boon you choose to name, provided it does not endanger my people.
You have my word that we will take every precaution. Not a single void scent will be allowed to threaten Radzatan, assuming we manage to expand the portal in the first place.
You have a plan.
Actually, I had hoped you might help us with that. I presume the alchemists you retained supplied you with some explanation of their methodology.
That they did. House Daymir was overseeing the project.
Daymir. Ah, yes. The family associated with the great work.
I did not fully comprehend the theory, but their research began with a void scent which had slipped through the fissure. After a thorough examination, they created an arcane simulacrum possessed of similar qualities. A man-made void scent, if you will. It was apparently indispensable in their efforts to enlarge the gate.
A man-made void scent?
Yes. Being great admirers of the Archons, House Daymir submitted detailed notes to Charlene's official committee. They expected praise and accolades for their simulacrum, and were thus devastated to be informed that their work had been classified as prohibited material.
Yeah, who would summon a man-made void scent? Ha 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 ha, laughs nervously in Dark Knight.
If that's true, then those notes might still be stored in a forbidden archive somewhere. Not Google, of course, since that library had yet to be built. Which leaves us with...
No, Reaper contracts with an actual void scent. I'm referring to Esteem, your Shadow Without gimmick where you summon your stand, which is basically a void scent that was made from you. The Reaper one is an actual void scent because that's such a good idea. I actually don't know how comfortable Reaper will be to play on a keyboard and mouse. Because it's super comfortable on controller.
In which case, I say we head directly to Charlene.
Unless you anticipate needing help to reach the high shelves.
Huh.
Little use. Go on ahead. You still need to find Mirad and tell him about the Kalzal Foundation.
Yeah, the Warrior of Light is just like... Look at me. Look at me, bitch.
Let us be on our way as well.
They are resolved to venture into the void. Do I sit idly by?
Imagine if they gave us, like, VTuber, but as a trust companion. Honestly, I kind of feel, because I did the Sage job quest recently, I kind of feel like the Reaper job quests weren't really as good. Where the hell am I going? Right around this way. Fortunately, this white mage apparently knows where they're going. Because I certainly didn't. Doesn't look like there's any other chat points. I love the night chalet music, like it's such a nice and like chill arrange. I need to practice playing guitar more when I have time between like streaming and doing other stuff in my studies. And piano too, now that the music room's opened up. Nice. This is like one of the like 2 tracks from Final Fantasy 1 that I actually like, so I'm really pleased that it gets so many good arranges in other games. do kind of miss the NPCs just running off into space, though, which happened a lot on day one. Apparently they fixed the bug for that, and that kind of makes me sad, because it was really funny. See, my father played acoustic guitar fairly well when he was younger, and I grew up listening to a lot of acoustic guitar music like Tommy Emmanuel and so on. So hearing really nice acoustic guitar arranges is like, that's a pretty big pleasure for me. That was a very bold-faced manipulation, Ishtola. Did I go the wrong way around again? Sorta, kinda. Oh, really? I'm kind of amazed Fulshire went to bat for us, but that's kind of cool too. And does a bit to redeem him, because he was kind of a prick during Endwalker. Sun, sun.